to Kardec Radio's anniversary, dear friends. Here we are celebrating the beauty of doing the good together, sharing the good news, and enjoying the message of Spiritism. Today, we all had opportunity to follow several hosts who were in different parts of the world, and they prepared, customized a session for us, talking about different aspects of life. Since Leo Vieira to Brian Foster, we had the beautiful sessions including Angie Stewart, Deborah Beldovics, Fred Gouveia, Carol Correia, and Sunshine, and of course Brian Foster. Tomorrow, Kardec Radio begins a new cycle, and every cycle there are new projects. One of the new projects starts exactly on July 5th. It's Spiritism Study with Sergio Schickler. He's going to be doing every Friday a program that we call Kardec After Lunch. He started this project in his website, Study Spiritism, spiritismstudy.org, and he's going to do it now with us. Geraldo Lemos Neto and I had the opportunity of launching the latest issue of the Spiritist magazine, issue 46, Chico Xavier, Return to Simplicity. And today, in commemoration, in celebration of on the 8th anniversary, in our last hour, since we are the workers of the last hour, we are going to be working with you on a new book. A book that has 21 chapters by the Spirit Meimei through Chico Xavier, Deus Aguarda. And we are translating it thanks to friends, Carlos Diaz, and others who will be making it available to us, the free translation, so we can share it with you. When we're going to start chapter 1 today, which is a chapter with Jesus. Who wants to dream with Jesus? Do you want to know more about Meimei, who Meimei the Spirit is? I'm going to share with you in this beautiful silent hour, in this celebratory day of Independence Day in the United States and Kardec Radio's 8th anniversary. We were playing the Silent Night for you to remind us of the coming of Jesus, which was the planning of on high to bring us the guiding model that is to transform our lives. Okay? So, Meimei is her actual name. This is her nickname or pseudonym. Her actual name was Irma de Castro Rocha. She was born in 1922 in the state of Minas Gerais, and she discarnated at the age of 24 in 1946. And she was born from a family her father was Adolfo and her mother Mariana, and they lived in the state of Minas Gerais. At age of 5, her father discarnated, and she was a beautiful, intelligent, joyful, spontaneous girl, and she studied to be a teacher for elementary school children. And she moved to Belo Horizonte, where she could be treated because she had, since the age of 2, she had a kidney condition. She got married to Arnaldo Rocha, who became Chico Xavier's one of the closest friends, working at the mediumistic meetings with Chico Xavier. At the age of 22, she got married, but at the age 24, she got severely sick and discarnated. It took 50 days for her to communicate through Chico Xavier. And from then on, we have books after books from a spirit that is destined to guide our lives under the umbrella of Jesus tutorship, and especially groups regarding Spiritist education for youth and children. Today we're going to begin chapter 1 of this book, God Awaits. That's how we named it. It's named in Portuguese, Deus aguarda. What are you feeling, friends? Is God awaiting you? God is awaiting all of us patiently. And today there is a message that will be the crowning of moment of this day. Beautiful sessions, and not that it's better than any other, but just a wrap up where the focus is for us. Why are we doing this at Kardec Radio? To strengthen ourselves at the core of our lives. What is the core of our lives? The Facebook, I cannot see who is there and who is writing and what you're writing, and I apologize. I'll read it later and reply to you, because Carlos Diaz is helping us today recording it, so it's facing him, not me, okay? But I embrace all of you, all of us. Let us feel the presence of the good spirits and the opportunity of wrapping up this last hour of the day with a new series, God Awaits. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is titled Unexpected Renewal. Unexpected renewal. Let me get the very English version here that I printed out. Thank God Carlos is here today. Thank you, Carlos. It did the print. Okay, I can print right here. One second, friends. Deixa eu ser page. This is the next page. You heard the printer, the piano, and the printer. Thank you, Carlos. Teamwork effort. Yay! Chapter 1, The Unexpected Renewal. Mei Mei says, there was a man who was feeling discouraged, and he was sleeping. He disconnected from the body. You know that when we go to sleep, the body rests and we emancipate, says Kardec in chapter 8 of the Spirit's book, second part. He was discouraged, but somewhat he felt light and happy. This man was ecstatic because he had a marvelous dream, and he felt that his place was quiet and illuminated because he noticed the presence of the Christ. The Christ approaching him, and reverent to Christ Jesus, he knelt down and begged, "Oh Lord, hear me out of mercy. I love you, and I want to serve you. For a long time, I aspire to enroll myself in the assembly of those who collaborate with you in the redemption of individuals. I long to help others. However, beloved friend, I'm stuck, I'm bound. Deliver me from my home, where I see myself in the condition of an imprisoned bird. I live in a nest of aversions. My father, perhaps tired of conflicts, he abandoned us. My mother then started a series of cruel, despotic measures at home. She treated us, her very children, like objects of private use, flogging us with demands, possessively loving us. And my brothers, they hate me. They unduly want what I have, and they humiliate me at every moment. If I agree with them, they ridicule me, and if I complain, they threaten me with persecution and beatings. Oh Lord, release me from this prison that inhibits my movements. I want to act in your principles, which are love and service. the ones you teach us. As the man paused, Jesus looked at the visitor with compassion and claimed, I remember your previous requests. You were passing by in the direction of the terrestrial cradle, followed by prestigious friends. You declared yourself thirsty for action in the good, and your companions endorsed you. You said you were anxious to share our tasks. I understand you. The construction of love is inevitable. The man then respectfully turned to Jesus and said, Oh Lord, if you understand me and my ideal, my petitions that are already registered here, who placed me in this horrible home, did you recognize I am a sick person thrown in the cage of snakes? The master smiled and considered. Believing in your intentions to collaborate with us, I was the one who sent you to the family where you are. Surprised by the unexpected revelation, the visitor to the spiritual world felt a strange sensation of falling and awoke in his own body. On the outside, the brothers blundered against life, reporting to him with insulting words. The man, however, took the insults that were addressed to him in a different way, and in silence, he kept it all, like somebody who had won the trophy of deep renewal. A message to all of us. In the book Our Daily Bread, there is a message by Emmanuel that goes hand in hand with it, titled Family. He says, we won't be able to help the world until we're able to help at home. But what is to help at home? To make people do things that we find right? No. But what is it? Good question, right? Who doesn't have such difficulties? It's rare to find anybody on the earth who doesn't find such difficulties. Chico Xavier himself had those difficulties. Did you know that one of his nephews, actually, after working in a mediumistic table, at a mediumistic table with him, he actually turned his mind around obsessively and told the newspapers that Chico Xavier was a fraud. Can you believe it? Later, this nephew killed himself. So Chico Xavier, this is just one example of many, how much Chico Xavier himself struggled in his own family. But the question is, what is this deep renewal that Jesus is asking us? Somebody is asking to help in the dissemination. And Jesus then gives a very troubled family to this man. What are we supposed to do? Change our family members? We don't think so. In the last sentence of this page, there is a word, silence. Does it mean you're going to be silent? No. It talks about an attitude. Stop the reaction. When we study emotional intelligence, one of the biggest deals in emotional intelligence is to stop reacting to people's emotions. How do I do this? Is it possible? Yes, it is. First, I need to tell my body that everything's okay when I feel threatened. Somebody's insulting us or despising us, disregarding us, and we feel that hurt. Who doesn't? So what do? We don't want to play alike, because then we're not following the steps. What do? Dr. Heber Benson has a technique for us. He investigated what we call the relaxation response. When we're feeling threatened, our adrenals, our whole sympathetic pathway, which is autonomic, is going to prepare us to defend ourselves, fight or flight. Well, we can no longer respond at that level, so we need to turn on the relaxation mechanism, which is the parasympathetic, by changing the rhythm of our breathing, what he called relaxation breathing. So breathing in and out, deeply and slowly. It's what we call also abdominal breathing. So breathing in, holding it, breathing out, breathing in, holding it, breathing out. And one more time. Breathing in, holding it, breathing out. And by doing this movement, we're turning on the parasympathetic. We can think with our cortical areas, because no longer our most primitive areas, which control basic emotions, are turned on. So it's like a leash on that. I breathe in and out and I say, well, why is this person doing this? Maybe they're not happy. They're upset with something. I pray and I decide to emanate beautiful thoughts, or even recruit the guardian angel. In my mind, I think of the guardian angel of the person, thinking, guardian angel of that person, I know you mean well. You mean to guide this person. How can I best help so I am not a stumbling stone, a block in this person's life? How do we refrain from engaging in conflict, in a duel? And you see, that will be inspired. So first and foremost, as Mimi says, it's that silence. Do you believe that you were purposefully put in your family? You do? You believe in it? How do you do it, right? Of course, we may not be the best friends, but how do we come around it? Well, the first thing is to cultivate respect. And sometimes respect is to avoid friction. That is something that Emmanuel taught Chico Xavier. If you can't do better, at least avoid friction. Avoid engaging in a battle, in conflict. But you may say, but Vanessa, don't you ever argue? Oh yes. You know why also? Not only previous lives, but if in this life you had a family setting where arguments, conflicts were constant, you were inevitably coached or trained to doing it. So you needed to counter condition yourself, and that takes probably a whole lifetime, if not more. So be patient with yourself. Forgive yourself, but keep aiming higher. Keep aiming higher. Tonight, as we are in this beautiful celebration of our own independence through the teachings of Spiritism. We think Jesus may be coming to your dream tonight. What are you going to say? What are we going to listen? Is it possible that we wake up next day feeling totally renewed? What are we going to do, friends? I unfortunately cannot see how you are responding to this because the phone is not facing me. But if you want to turn it around, Carlos, thank you. Let me see, you can, yeah. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you for helping us, always. There you go. Thank you, Carlos. I can see beautiful friends here, and thank you for joining us, okay? Beautiful, beautiful friends. So think about this. If tonight Jesus is visiting you, coming to you in your dream, what are we going to say? You think Jesus wouldn't? Well, Paul of Tarsus, in the book Paul and Stephen, Emmanuel says to us that we have a personal relationship with Jesus, even if you don't remember, okay? Now I can see you. Now I can see you, thanks to Carlos. So, you would cry so. So, let us meditate on this and dream of this unexpected renewal. What a dream, huh? Waking up and like, we got it. We're no longer going to engage on this. So friends, for now, we'd like to wrap up with a song. I'll play the Silent Night for you again. I'm no expert, but I exercised to make this moment ever more special, our encounter with the Master, because God is awaiting us. Shall we, friends? Okay? Yeah, I wish I could play Amazing Grace, but it's gonna be Silent Night. Yes, friends, may this night be our silent night where we are expressing our gratitude to Jesus Christ. I think we hope that by meeting Him, we can say, thank you, Lord. You know better. And I embrace the designs of God, because I know God is awaiting us. Beautiful hug to all of you. And until tomorrow at 11 p.m. And I know that God is awaiting. Many blessings, friends.